Hello everyone! Let's begin our ceramic monster. With one of your clay spheres, we're going to roll it into a ball so we can begin to make our pinch pot. Press your thumb in, making sure you press as far down as you can without poking through the bottom of the hole. And then you're pinching and turning all around the sides to create a bowl shape. Now my clay is a little stiff here, so I'm having a little bit more work to do with smoothing it out. But ultimately, you want it to feel about the same thickness on all sides, including the bottom. Now decide which way you want to orient the pot. So tip it sideways, or you can turn it upside down, or you can have it face up. Just depends on how you want to incorporate it with your monster. I'm going to have mine sideways so the opening of the pot creates the monster's mouth. So I'm going to kind of press it and tap a little just to make sure that it's not going to fall backwards. We're using water to smooth any cracks or any dry parts. Remember, not too much. All of the details you're creating out of your separate second chunk of clay, you're going to make them and attach them to the pinch pot. So in this first example here, I flattened a little piece of clay, and then I'm using a needle tool to draw some teeth. So I'm just kind of doing some zigzag lines, and notice I'm cleaning off my needle tool every once in a while just to get some of the extra clay off. Notice I drew my lines first, and then I'm going over them a second time to cut through. Now, any rough or sharp edges, you want to smooth those down with a little bit of water, because anything rough or sharp now will be extra sharp after the clay has been fired in the kiln. So it takes some time to smooth it out. Now I'm going to line it up, make sure that it's going to fit, and we are scoring. So that's that scratching, roughing up the clay, using a little bit of slip, which works like glue, and then you're kind of pressing it on and smoothing the seam in between so it will look like it's always been there, like a seamless piece of clay. You are attaching all clay details to your monster. So in this next step, I'm creating some smaller spheres to be eyes, showing that I am roughing up the clay, twisting and sticking those on really good. Anytime you're attaching clay, you have to make those secure connections so that you don't lose the details. One thing to consider is these details you're attaching should be kind of shorter or thicker so that they don't break off. Any clay that's a little bit too long and skinny is ultimately going to be fragile, so it's more likely to break off. In this next scene, I am making some shoes for my monster, and so you can see that they're not very tall. They're kind of thicker and chunkier, and so I want to make a steady, stable base so that way my clay, which is heavy right now because it's wet, my clay is not going to tip over. You also want to make sure you take time to smooth those seams out. It's really important. The final step for any monster is including some sort of texture. So we're like roughing it up. You can create like a scaly design, a furry design. And once you are done, make sure your name is on the bottom.